Okay, so powers and exponents is what we're covering. Yesterday, we did multiplying and dividing, okay? Now, if you're dividing two numbers, right, that second number, what do you have to do to it? What do you do with the second number when you're dividing fractions? Very good. Flip it over. Reduce, multiply top by the top and the bottom by the bottom, right? So what I would do if you're getting ready for a test, watch those two lectures, right? 1.3, multiplying and dividing, and then watch this one, 1.4, okay? You doing that, you know what's going to be on the test. By the way, some of the problems I covered are the very same problems on the test. Are we hearing me? Okay, let's make this happen. So you got vocab, power, exponent. When you're looking at a number, the large number is the base, the small number is the exponent. Do we understand? So base, what's the base of something?
Like the middle of it?
No, it'd be the bottom. Yes, which is typically the foundation. Okay, if you can remember that, you'll always remember that base is the larger number. Okay? Exponent is the smaller number, or power, sometimes is what it's called. Okay? So looking at this first one, what shape is that? A square. So guess what it is?
A square.
Yeah, it's what we call squared. Okay? Which means technically that it has two sides. All you're concerned about, when something is square, it's to the power of 2. So you're just going to count the squares up, okay? 1, 2, 3. That is our base. The base is 3, and it's squared, okay? Just remember the shape of it. No matter how many it is. If there's a bunch of little ones in here, just count one side up. That's all you got to do, okay? Now, when I say count one side up, we do the same thing on this way. This cubed one. Doesn't this look like a Rubik's Cube? Right? So it means it's square, so it has 3 sides. Okay? We're doing the same thing, but it doesn't mean we're doing 1, 2, 3 and counting up. We're just counting the face ones. Is everyone tracking? Okay, so we're going to count. 1, 2, 3. So our base is 3, and it's the power of 3. Okay? Now, you need to know what that cubed word means. Okay? Cube means either the shape of the cube or to a power of 3. You need to know squared. Squared is to the power of 2. Are we good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. This problem right here. Okay? It's -2 in parentheses to the power of 3. What this means is that we're going to be multiplying 2 by 2. The result of that times 2. So I wrote the step out. We're taking -2, and we're multiplying it by 2. The result is 4. Okay? Then we're taking this 4, we're multiplying it again by -2, and the answer is -8. So we count our 2's. 1, 2, 3. We multiply our 2's 3 times to the answer of 8. Now let me tell you the common mistake here is multiplying these two numbers and saying the answer is -6. You don't do it that way. Okay? If you remember to do it by the result of, then multiply again and count your numbers, you'll never get these problems wrong. Are we good? Okay. This next one. Same exact thing. We're going to take 5 and we're going to multiply it by 5, which equals 25. And we're going to multiply it by 5 again, because the result of it, and it's 125. We're going to count our 5's. 1, 2, 3. Our answer is 5 to the third power is 125. Now I want you to see something. Don't these multiply like super, super fast? Okay. Do you know why this is used? Not in just counting numbers. It's used in science. Atom splitting. So typically when you have something split and splits again, it's multiplying into power. Too bad our bank accounts didn't work that way, right? But they don't. This is taking one number and it's doubling every single time. So see how fast it goes up? Here's a good example when we get to this one. The base of 10. It's just 10 and the result multiplied by 6. 6 times did you get to 1 million. That's how fast it multiplies. We'll go through that in detail in a minute. So do we understand this? We take the base, we multiply by itself, and then the result of it by itself again. So if you're having it writing it out this way, you'll get it right. It's not 5 times 3, it's not 15. It's 5 times 5 equals 25. So if you're doing this in your calculator, 5 times 5 equals, okay? Then times 5 again, okay? That's doing the same thing. So once you get to 25, multiply it by 5. Our answer is 125. We count our 5's. 5 to the third. Pretty easy, right? Okay, fractions. Mister, I don't know how to do fractions. All this is 2 problems in one, okay? It's 2 to the second power, and it's 3 to the second power. That's it, okay? So the way we write this is exactly the same way. Let's focus on the 2, ignore the 3 for a minute. We take 2 times 2, right? Because 2 is the base. 1, 2. 2 times 2 is 4. We do the same thing with the bottom. 3 times 3 is 9, so our answer is 4 over 9. Any questions? It's 2 problems in one, right? So you want to multiply the top, treat it like one problem, and then multiply the bottom, treat it like a separate problem, okay? So, don't you have one just like that? I'm going to do now. So you're going to multiply 3 times 3 and 4 times 4 to get your answer. It stays in a fraction, okay? Now, if you can simplify, simplify, but obviously we can't simplify there. That doesn't reduce down. This is the essence of what your worksheet is. Let me explain what this means. This is saying taking a base of 2. So we had a base of 5, we had a base of 3, right? Base of 5. It's the large number, right? So this is saying the base of 2. Using 2 to get the result of an answer of 8. Okay? So we're going to multiply 2, and we're going to keep multiplying it till we get to 8. Okay? So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. Notice that these steps are exactly the same. You see that? From here we count our 2. 1, 2, 3. So our base is 2, the power is 3. Any questions? So let's look at this one right here. We're 64, right? Take your calculators out for a second. Take 8 times 8 and tell me what the answer is.
64.
Right. So how would we write this with a base of 8? How many times do we multiply 8 by? 2, right? Just by 2. So it would be 8, 2. So this is your result. This is what your base is. This is what you're multiplying by. You've got to figure out what the power is. Make sense? Okay. Did we cover this one? Okay. Same thing that we just covered. We're trying to get to negative 125, and our base is negative 5. So we're going to take negative 5 times negative 5, which is 25, and then times by 5 again, and it's 125. So 1, 2, 3. That's 5 to the third. Clear? So this is what we're getting to. This is what our base is. Okay? So you'll have problems exactly like that. You'll have a number. You'll have a semicolon. It'll tell you what the base is. You have to figure it out. This is showing your work. Okay? All right, let's look at this next one. 1,000,000, base of 10. Okay? So that means we're taking 10. We're trying to figure out what the power is. Watch how fast this goes up. 10 times 10 is 100. Times 10 is 1,000. Times 10 is 10,000. 10,000 times 10, 100,000. 100,000 times 10, 1,000,000. So we got to the million. Now we count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 to the 6th power. Okay? This is the essence of how you solve those. It's telling you you need to get to this result using this number. You tell me what the power is. This is the way you write it out. Okay? It's not 10 times 6, because what's 10 times 6? Right. Not even remotely close, right? Okay, let's talk about your do now. Notice this one's kind of easy, right? Here's a good thing. I'm not going to put base and multiplying and exponents and fractions and multiplying and dividing. You're not going to be doing that. Your multiplying and dividing is going to be just like what you covered on Friday and what we covered yesterday. Okay? It's going to be just like that. So do yourself a favor. The 5, 7 minutes, however long that lecture is, go watch 1.3, watch 1.4, and you're ready to go for the test. Okay? Now, do now. We just covered this, right? Base of 8, got to get to 64. You're writing the base and the power. Same thing here. You're writing the base and the power. This one, you need to solve it. What would I do to solve this problem? What, one more time? Okay, times what?
Times.
Very good. And what's 6 times 6? 6 times 6.
6 times 6.
6 times 6.
36.
Very good, 36. Okay, do you remember how to do this one?
Yeah.
Write the fractions and keep doing it. You do the same exact way, but you got two problems at once. So it's 3 times 3 and 4 times 4. Leave it in a fraction. Okay? Wrap up that you're due now. Flip over your worksheet for a minute, please. I'm sorry, your notes. You notice your worksheet is on there, okay? Now, when you have something like this, and you will have it on the test, if there are no boxes, but it has a number on the bottom, it's saying that that side is 5. So, what would that be? What did I tell you a cube was? To what power? Stop it.
3.
Very good. Now, what if it's just square?
7.
It's just 2, right? All you have to do is count the boxes. Count them up.
Do we put the base of 5 in the first one?
Yes, base of 5, power of 3. So the small number is a 3, and the big number is a 5. On this one, you just count these, and you put it to 2, because it's a square. Okay? What about this one? Didn't we do that one?
Base of 3, yeah.
And what power of what?
But it has to be power of 3
Because it's the shape of a cube. Very good. Very good. Okay. The rest of them are just solving them out of the power, right? So if you're to the 4th, you're 2 times 2. The result of that times 2. The result of that times 2 till you get till you're done. Till you have 4 2s. Okay? We covered this one. Isn't the same one that we just did up on the board?
The H one? No.
1 million to base of 10? Okay. So you're getting to these. That's what your base is. You're figuring out what the power is. Okay? So kind of a pretty easy lesson, right? Is there any of these I need to go back over? What about the fraction? Do you want to go over another fraction? Okay. Let's say we had this. Let's say that we had 2/3. We'll say 2/3 to the 4th. How about that? Okay? 2/3 to the 4th. So the way we're going to write this is this. 2 times 2 in fractions, 3 times 3. Okay? That's 1, that's 2. Correct? So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. Right? Okay, how many more do we have to go?
4.
Well, we did 2. We did do another one, right? And then another one on top of it. So we're going to do the same thing.
What? Look.
Okay? Because we take the result and then we multiply these.
It has to be 2 fourths? or
This
four?
never changes. This is just the result. Let me write it this way so it looks... Okay? So then we multiply this again, right? So that's 8 and 27, right? So now we're 1, 2, we're 3. What do we need to do? Yep, one more time. Okay, this is my 4th one, right? That's to the 4th. 8 times 2 is 16. 27 times 3, 21 to 50? 51? Can someone put that in the calculator? Yeah. What is it? 81? Okay, so we're done now. This is finished. So once again, look. We multiplied it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. We're good. 2/3 to the 4th. You just have to remember, it's always the result. This multiplied by this, get an answer. Take this answer, multiply it again, get an answer. Take this, multiply it again, get an answer. Understand? Notice fractions are no different than a regular problem. Okay? You just have 2 and 1. You have the top to multiply, and you have the bottom to multiply. Okay? Okay, we good? Okay, so what do I expect today? You want to get the do now done, turned in. You want to finish that worksheet. It doesn't take very long to do the worksheet, but you can take it home with you and turn it in tomorrow. Then, take the 15, 20 minutes out of your life, watch 1.3 and 1.4 and come in and ace this test. Okay? Yes. Tomorrow is just multiplying and dividing. Okay? The big thing is multiplying fractions, knowing to do the reciprocal of the second number, reduce them, right? That's the big thing you have to remember. The rest of them are pretty easy to do. Okay? Okay, make miracles happen. So you want to get the notes done, but you want to get the do now first. Turn the do now in when the bell rings. Have this done, come in tomorrow so you're ready for the test. Okay? Okay.